Charlie Kirk prom trend. Here we go.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
This is sick, man. Young teenage girls and boys doing their prom outfit transitions to the audio of Charlie Kirk being killed.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Uh-huh.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Uh-huh.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
These are the people that are complaining about you using slurs. These are the people that are getting mad at you for saying retard. That's right.
And the comments are worse. This young woman posted the video and somebody responded by saying, "I'm dying like Charlie Kirk." And she liked the
Very
comment
funny.
and replied by saying, "Ha ha 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 ha." She thinks it's funny. Someone responded to another video saying, "This is so funny, OMFG." To which the girl replied, "Best transition I could find." Yeah, not a song, not anything else. The audio of somebody being
What the hell's
assassinated.
wrong with people? Well, it's the reason why they're doing it. So you have to understand why people like this do it. They do it because they want to memeify and delegitimize and downplay Charlie Kirk getting killed. They want to make a joke out of it instead of actually take it seriously as it's like a political assassination. So it's the same reason why they tried to say that the recent Trump assassination attempt was a false flag. It's so they can delegitimize it. That's the reason why.
That's the best thing she could find. And she thinks
And I want you guys to keep this in mind. Like, this might sound like crazy. Like, I don't have a problem with them doing this. I don't care. Like, they do whatever they want. But I also think that you should take this into account and keep it in mind whenever these are the people that are telling you to have empathy and to listen to other people's feelings. This is it. Trump disrespects the dead all the time. Oh, I have no problem with that. Do whatever you want to do. But what I'm saying is that, like, whenever people reveal themselves to you, this is, I think it just shows that you should not treat these people with any type of empathy or understanding.
it's funny. She has a crying / laughing emoji there as well. Now, to note, TikTok was actually removing some of these videos or actually muting the sound, but a lot of people actually went back and deleted their videos after people online started finding them and calling them out, posting their usernames. This girl had a comment left saying, "Haha, I made this one and TikTok took it down, LMAO," and she responded by saying, "Hoping this blank stays up." She hopes it stays up because, again, she thinks it's funny. Here's another one where somebody commented they took off the sound with a
It's crazy that it's all women, too.
sad frowning emoji, to which the girl responded by saying, "No," with the F word at the end. She's so upset.
I think it's just young teen edginess. They're high school aged. I don't think so. I think that I think that people are doing it because Charlie, like these, I mean, if you think it's young teen edginess, do you think that they would think it's funny if you did like an AI picture of like Donald Trump kneeling on the neck of Kamala Harris or something like that, and it's like the George Floyd picture? Do you think they'd think that was funny? Because if they don't think that's funny, then I don't want to hear about how, this is funny. Either they're both funny or neither are funny. That's my outlook on it.
that they took her audio down. These people are sick, man. Now, I thought a lot about what I would want to say here, but I really don't have.
Well, it's not a double standard. And so that's the issue that people don't understand, is you're stuck inside of the idea, and it's the false premise that these people are operating inside of a logical premise. They're not. They're simply trying to, like, basically normalize killing people that they don't like. So it doesn't have anything to do with like what makes sense or what's fair. It has to do with them trying to justify doing something bad to somebody. There is no moral premise to this. There is no standard to it. It's just simply, we want to create an ecosystem where we can glorify killing people that we disagree with. That's it. There's nothing. So it's like, but there's a double standard. Well, yeah, there's a double standard because there is no standard to begin with.
the right words, to be honest. I just would again like to point out these are 15, 16, and 17-year-olds. They think that political assassination is funny. They think it's a trend. And make no mistake, these are the same young teenage boys and girls who probably date their, boyfriend or girlfriend for 2 weeks and then get broken up with and go home and cry for 6 months, or they cry when there's gossip happening around them at the lunch table, or I don't know, their cat gets run over by the mailman and they cry for a year straight. But when a 31-year-old who is the leader of a huge political movement, who literally hands a microphone to people who are literally older than them, just a few years, where they will be in a couple of years later in life, assuming that they go to college, when he hands a microphone to them, invites them to come talk, even travels to prestigious campuses to debate, and he gets killed because they disagree with him politically. I don't even think these people are well versed in politics. They're 15, 16, and 17 years old. They've just been taught to hate anybody who's on the right. They are brainwashed. They are morally rotten. These people are pathetic. We shouldn't brush this crap off. These are the next generation of people in our country. These people are going to have children. They're going to raise their children to think just like them. These people are going to vote in 2 and 3 years. These people are going to be the next generation of policymakers, politicians, and of voters. And this is a sick, cancerous mind virus. It's vile. It's vicious. It's sick. It's demented.
I don't have a single problem with them doing this, but I do have a problem with them doing this and then begging for empathy whenever an ICE agent's dragging some illegal alien pedophile out of their house. I do have an issue with them asking for, a degree of understanding whenever they want to tell you what words you can and can't use on the internet. Like, these are, and the point that I'm making is that these are not people that are empathetic or understanding, or they have any sort of kind of better judgment for these topics. Absolutely not. They just simply are trying to use your morals and your values against you so they can get more of what they want. That's it. And so this is the reason why, nowadays, anybody else that does something bad or upsetting or whatever, these people are having a bad day or something bad happens to them, I think it's generally a good thing, because they totally justified the Charlie Kirk thing. They try to invalidate every time that Donald Trump almost gets assassinated, and it's because they agree with it and they want it to happen. That's the reason why. And I think that they need to be treated that way. And also, you need to listen to the things that they say and then just do the opposite. Just simply do the opposite. Never seen this on the right, by the way. Well, I mean, a lot of people make jokes about September 11th, and I think that's fine. And people feel ignored long enough, they don't just stay passive. They start backing more extreme candidates to force change. Yes, exactly. And number one best keyboard warrior. I know, it's so annoying, isn't it? It's obnoxious. And what is this here, if I can find it? Not wishing violence on them, but not shedding a tear either. Yeah, and eventually these people, I just want you to see that when bad things happen to these people, not to care. That's all I want people to do. I don't want people to have their empathy and their sympathy weaponized against them by people who will literally cheer for the ones that they agree with being shot in the neck. I don't want to see people be taken advantage of and lied to and thinking that I'm going to be the good person and try to help this person who's actually celebrating people that think like you being killed. Don't do that. Don't ever make that mistake. Just drop a simple and LOL in their comments when they start breaking down or crying. Oh, I do more. I do worse than that. I react to it, I laugh at it, and I upload it on YouTube. I do it. That's part of the fun. What do you mean? Is it possible they're just retarded? Yeah, I don't have a problem if people do it as a meme for an edgy meme. Who cares, right? But I don't think that's the reason why. White House is on lockdown. What is this?
To the small business people of the... You're the lifeblood of...
I think this was earlier, man. There's nothing new to this at all. I mean, it's a few blocks away. I mean, yeah, somebody probably crashed out over something else. I mean, who knows why it happened? Yeah, I already saw that earlier. It was a tourist that was injured and the suspect was taken to the hospital. Well, I mean, rip bozo, right? I mean, fuck them. Hopefully they put the guy in jail. So, yeah, anyway, remember, and these are the people, by the way, so whenever you hear them talking about oh, well, they're taking me off the air, like Stephen Colbert crying about it or Jimmy Kimmel crying about it, just remember this video. This is the same thing that they always try to do, is that they have no problem exercising total authoritarian control over other people, and then they try to weaponize your own values against you so you won't do it to them. I think do it so bad to them so that they can never do it to you again. That's what I think. Let me see this. Oh, it is another person. An armed man opened fire in vicinity of J.D. Vance's motorcade near the White House. The man opened fire on Secret Service. The USS returned fire, taking the shooter down. So it happened again. Oh my God. This was 5 minutes ago. I think that, well, let me finish. Let me finish. I'll give my opinion after this. This is nuts. This sounds kind of coordinated. I don't know, maybe. Someone's gonna get killed actually in office. I think that's what's gonna have to happen. I feel like we're at that point where somebody in politics and in political office is gonna have to get shot before they do something about this. No one else reporting on it? Yeah. This is getting close to civil unrest about this. I think Secret Service got a tip, and that's why they found the first gunman. Maybe that's it, right? I don't know. Check this trending topic. Okay, well, let me see what this is. Is this more of it? Let me double check. So there's been 2 shootings near the White House today. Oh my God. Yeah, what is this? Yeah, look at all these people. Oh, this is from earlier today. Was enjoying a vacation in Washington, D.C. We saw a presidential motorcade drive by with 20 motorcycle officers and 10 SUVs, and then heard shots fired. This is the first one? Yeah. People seem to have gotten radicalized. There's only one way this can end. So this is where things are going, and I talked about this in a video that I made about this. Is that I wish more people would have seen that video, because this is what's going to happen. This is where things are going right now. Is that we are entering into a realm where this type of because you can't have a society where people are this restless. You can't have a society where people are going around trying to shoot the president on a regular basis. You can't have that happen. So what do you do to stop that from happening? You impose strict, massive, crazy authoritarian rules. Minority Report era. That is the direction that we're going in. And if they don't stop this and shut this down, we are going to enter into a Minority Report 1984 surveillance state level that has never even been seen before. I think that's where things are going. It's going to be more dystopia, more cars recording you, more phones listening to your conversations. And the reason why is because overall, this is a societal decay. And this cannot be allowed to continue. You can't let this keep going. You can't let people continue to do this. Eventually, something will have to give. And what I think is going to happen is that eventually you're going to have White House is briefly locked down on Monday. And this is the other person too.
Someone else.
Sad that both sides want this for different reasons. Yeah. Well, this is my outlook on it, right? Is that I think this is a natural consequence for this behavior. Because the Republicans have controlled the government now for almost 2 years. Well, I guess 2.5 years. Or 1.5 years, excuse me. And there hasn't been a single serious effort made to curb online extremism and this organized violence that we've been seeing now for 1.5 years. We haven't seen any amount of military deployed. We haven't seen police officers using rubber bullets. We haven't seen any form of National Guard deployment. We haven't seen any level of mass FBI arrests. We haven't seen anything. So the big problem that I have with this is the fact that at this point, I feel like they want it to happen. Well, I think it's going to have to happen. I think somebody in a high position is going to have to get killed, maybe more than one person. And I'm not talking about like a podcaster or like a political activist. They don't care about that. I think that that's what happened with Charlie Kirk, is that when the Charlie Kirk thing happened, I don't think guys like, I mean, I'm not, saying anything negative about them, but like, I don't think guys like J.D. Vance or, like Trump see Charlie Kirk as like one of them. Like, he's inside of a different realm, and what happened to him is unique to like his experience. And I'm talking about an actual politician, because it's very obvious that we have these problems. It's a responsibility of politicians on both sides to tone down the rhetoric. I don't care about toning down the rhetoric. The problem is people that are openly committing crimes, being violent, and then saying that they're going to kill different elected representatives and advocating for violence on the internet. It has nothing to do with the politicians. It has everything to do with the enforcement. So I don't care who's doing it. You need to go after the people that do this. You do. What about the Minnesota killings? Well, which ones? Which ones? Are you talking about the lawmakers, or what are you talking about? I'm just confused. Like, are you talking about like the ICE stuff or the lawmakers? They want there to be violence so they can shut down free speech and Second Amendment. The answer is not censoring. The answer is open carry. I think the answer is that you go after the obvious bad actors that are committing crimes, and you arrest them proactively before they commit crimes, whenever they're advocating for it. I think that's really it. The only way to stop violence is to react with more extreme violence? Yeah, I think so. Representatives have their own invaded? Well, I mean, yeah, but I think that the reason why that didn't go anywhere is because the person that did that was a nutball. Like, they were a total nutball. Like, it wasn't, like, as far as I know, there was no, like, elaborate manifesto. There was no crazy reasoning for it or anything else. It's just, bullshit. I'll look at the so Secret Service made a comment about this. Okay, give me 1 second. I am going to watch this, but I want to use the bathroom real quick. And it was also condemned hard on both sides. Yeah, well, the problem is that, again, it's impossible to stop every crazy person, but it is possible to stop the obvious ones. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Give me a minute. Calm down. Okay. Let's take a look at it.
United States Secret Service Police. Approximately 3:30 this afternoon, our plainclothes officers and agents that consistently patrol the outer perimeter of the White House complex identified a suspicious individual that appeared to have a firearm.
Uh-oh.
They called in support from our marked
Got a bad boy.
uniformed Secret Service police to make contact with
Bad
that
boy alert.
individual. Upon making contact, that individual fled briefly on foot,
Uh-oh.
withdrew a firearm, and fired in the direction of our agents and officers.
What happened to
They
him?
returned fire and engaged. That individual was hit. He's since been transported to the hospital. I have no comments on his condition. I can tell you that at least one,
Fuck him.
I believe only one bystander was hit by the suspect. That individual is a juvenile, did not sustain any life-threatening injuries, but he's also receiving treatment at the hospital. I'll point out that not long before this shooting occurred, the Vice President's motorcade did transit through this area.
Wow.
The investigation itself, in terms of the use of force in the shooting, will be conducted by Metropolitan Police Department. I'll pause there.
Matthew, do we know how your guys identified this person as being suspicious? Was he on a radar or just how he appeared?
No, my understanding is they observed a print, we would call it. Visual print of a firearm.
Just look at him. Look at him. You look at that. Yep. See, he's trying to shoot somebody.
Firearm. These are trained surveillance detection personnel out there looking every day.
Just look at him.
Look for just that. not far from the White House complex, and they observed a visual print of a firearm.
Did he attack the motorcade in any way? Did he approach it with any menace?
No, not to my knowledge.
Was there any other reason to believe he was not just having?
That's enough for me.
And do we know if the child who was struck was definitely struck by the shooter, by accident, perhaps by the officer?
I can't say, and we'll let the doctors figure that out, but everything I've seen leads me to believe, and the investigators believe, he was struck by the suspect.
So, Mr. Quinn, this man was spotted near the White House, but not on the property.
Correct. Not on the property. We're not far. We are, just real quick, we're not far at all. You have been here from where this is.
Close to the White House?
Did you tell us exactly where he was spotted? Not here? It was...
I can't say exactly, but they had been following him for a brief period of time before uniformed police engaged.
You mentioned near the White House first.
Let's go one at a time. Go ahead.
Approach the motorcade. Was there any indication that that was his intent?
No. But we will get to the bottom of that.
Did he say anything to the officers?
I'm not at liberty right now until we get.
But was there any sort of communication?
Again, I can't say right now.
Was the vice president in the motorcade when it passed before this incident happened?
Yes.
And Matthew, we see a backpack and sneakers there. Are those the suspects or are those the kids?
I'm not sure. The backpack you probably see is our first aid trauma kit that our officers providing life care after shooting the suspect.
Do you have an age on the child that was struck? Is it male or female?
There's a kid that got
I
hit?
can just tell you right now that it's a juvenile.
Uh-oh.
Two more questions, guys. The other attempts on President Trump's life?
I'm sorry, say again?
Do you believe this is related potentially to the other recent attempts on Trump's life?
Maybe.
I can't say. I'm not going to guess on that. I can tell you that every time, one, we're patrolling this area, and every site we do, 24/7, hardcore. Whether or not it was directed to the president or not, I don't know, but we will find out.
Weapon recovered?
Yes.
And Matthew, one last question, guys.
I'm going to hold on that.
And Matthew,
I'm sorry, real quick. This lady.
Did he believe that the man who was shot was
I don't know specifically, so I'm going to not tell you. An adult male.
And Matthew, can you just confirm it was not a uniformed Secret Service officer, but a plainclothes, and was it a male officer? Or the agent? Male agent?
That
fired the shot.
No, I can confirm with you it was uniformed Secret Service police officers that engaged the suspect.
But it was a plainclothes who made the first visual.
Yes, sir. Deputy, thank you.
Man,
Thank you.
how about that? I wonder what's going on. Journalists always sound disappointed when these psychos fail, and hope the Secret Service are guilty of something. Yeah, I don't think the questions were really that bad, but yeah, they do usually seem weird. Why are they so violent? Well, people are violent because there's a lot of violent rhetoric. I think that's the reason why. There's a tremendous amount of violent rhetoric and crazy behavior that I think people do, and it just becomes accepted. Like, I mean, I saw, like, here's one of these. I'll pull one person up. So let me go back. I'll see what this guy's saying. So any comments on Caroline Levitt's comment before the dinner? It will be funny. It will be entertaining. There will be shots fired tonight in the room. Do you think that her saying that is an indicator of anything? I knew he'd get pulled up. Yeah, you're getting pulled up for sure. What do you think that means? Yeah, I'm just confused by this. Is there any sort of like an explanation for it at all, or a justification? Like, what do you think? What do you think that she meant whenever she said that? And also the thing is, the guy that was a Republican, like, I don't know if you could really say he's a Republican or a Democrat at all. I mean, like, he had a bunch of, like, didn't he have, like, flyers or something like that for, like, an anti-Trump protest? And he also worked for Tim Walz. I mean, the guy seemed like a schizo to me. Like, and the problem is that whenever you're dealing with, like, these schizo people, you're not going to be able to easily assign a one-dimensional worldview to them. Like, you're not going to say, like, oh, this person was a Republican or a Democrat. Many of the people transcend that, and they are just crazy. So keep that in mind. He was a leftist 100%. I mean, I would definitely assume, like, I mean, this is just logic, right? I mean, you would assume that a person who's carrying out a political assassination would probably be on the opposite party. Like, I mean, you would just assume that. Or there would be something that this person, you know, the politician did that made this person angry. So I don't know. Move on, he's just a retard. Yeah, I think this is really it. Let me see if I can find any more of this. Republican guy, it's mad as fuck. And yeah, this is more of the... I think this is one of these people that try to reframe every one of these assassination attempts as it being a Republican, so they can delegitimize it and continue enabling more assassination rhetoric. That's it.